What's up, Lakers Nation? You know that feeling when someone starts to take over, when you can literally see a player stepping into that next level of greatness right before your eyes. That's what we're witnessing right now with Austin Reaves. The guy is playing like a man possessed. And honestly, even though people are throwing around words like MVP or All-Star, it's bigger than that. It's about how he's controlling games, shaping the energy, and proving that he's not just another role player. He's becoming the heartbeat of this Lakers team when the stars are out. Now look, I'm not saying Reaves is suddenly going to snatch the MVP trophy. That's tough territory, especially with guys like LeBron James and Luka Doncic coming back soon. Once they return, the offense naturally shifts back to those superstars. But while they've been out, Austin has done something special. He's shown he can be that guy, the one who can carry the load, win tough games, and still make everyone around him better. You take a look at what he's done over these past few matchups, especially that game against Minnesota. He didn't even shoot that well, but man, that didn't matter one bit. 16 assists, a game-winning shot, and constant pressure on the Timberwolves defense. That's how you control a basketball game, even when your shot isn't falling. This is what separates good players from the great ones. A great player doesn't need everything to go right to dominate. Reaves wasn't out there chucking up shots hoping something would drop. He dictated the pace, read the floor, and tore apart Minnesota's defensive schemes. When you have that kind of impact, when you can affect every possession, even on an off night, that's when you know you're evolving into something bigger. You could see the confidence, the way he was orchestrating plays, setting up his teammates, calling his own number when it mattered most. And that's exactly what you want to see from someone growing into a leadership role. If you've been watching the Lakers closely, you know that Reaves has always had that scoring punch. Ever since he first stepped in for an injured LeBron back in the day, he's been ready to drop 20, 30, even 40 when the team needs it. But this version of Austin Reaves is on another level. It's not just about scoring anymore. It's about managing games, understanding timing, picking spots, and reading the rhythm of both teams on the floor. That's something that comes with maturity, with trust, and with responsibility. And right now, Reaves is handling that weight like a veteran. Even when the Lakers gave up that big 20-point lead, he never panicked. That's what's underrated about him, his composure. It's easy to look at a box score and think a player had a rough shooting night, but when you really watch what Reaves does out there, directing traffic, calling plays, staying locked in on defense, you realize he's built for this. He's been averaging around 40 minutes per game lately, which is brutal when you're shorthanded and playing back-to-backs, but he just keeps going. That shows not only physical endurance, but mental toughness. And that's where you start to see glimpses of the superstar gene. It's that thing that guys like LeBron, Luka, and Chris Paul have, that ability to impose your will on a game no matter what's happening statistically. Reaves is starting to do that. When his jumper isn't falling, he still finds ways to break down defenses, attack mismatches, draw contact, and create easy looks for his teammates. That 16-assist performance wasn't an accident. That was the result of someone who's learning how to read the floor at a high level, someone who's not just reacting, but anticipating. People often forget there's a difference between a player who can make a play and a true playmaker. Making a play can be as simple as finding an open teammate when the defense collapses. But being a playmaker means you're creating those opportunities before they even exist. Reaves is starting to see those gaps open before anyone else does. He's manipulating defenses, forcing switches, dragging help defenders out of position, and hitting guys right in stride. That's the kind of basketball IQ that turns talented players into stars. You can tell he's studying the greats, too. The way he slows the game down, the way he knows when to push the pace and when to hold back. That's the stuff that doesn't show up in highlights but wins games. And this stretch without LeBron and Luka has been perfect for him. It's like the training ground he didn't even know he needed. Without the safety net of those two generational players, Reaves has had to take full control, and that pressure has molded him. He's not just reacting to situations anymore. He's dictating them. If you think back to last season, Reaves had stretches where he looked a bit off. His shooting wasn't there. The rhythm was shaky, and he sometimes looked unsure about when to assert himself. But this year, it's like he figured it out. That confidence, that swagger, it's back and it's bigger. Even when his shot isn't falling, he knows he belongs. You can see it in his body language, in the way he communicates with teammates, and how the team trusts him to take the big shots. When he hit that game winner against Minnesota, it didn't even feel surprising. It felt expected. And let's not overlook the defensive side of things. Reeves isn't out here locking down every superstar, but he's holding his ground, playing smart, using his positioning, and refusing to be a liability. That's huge. If you can contribute on both ends, even when your legs are tired and the shot isn't dropping, that's what keeps you on the floor late in games. Reeves is understanding that. He's learning that being great in the NBA isn't just about having big nights. It's about being reliable, about impacting the game in multiple ways every single night. What's been fun to watch is how his playmaking has started to elevate everyone else. When Reeves is on the floor, the offense looks smoother. The ball moves with purpose. Guys like D'Angelo Russell, Rui Hachimura, and even the bench unit feed off his energy. And when you think about the bigger picture, that's exactly what the Lakers have needed. Someone other than LeBron to take control of the offense and make things happen. Because let's be real, LeBron can't do it all forever, and having someone like Reeves who can step in, create, and lead makes all the difference. Now, the big question everyone keeps asking is whether Reeves and Luka can truly coexist at a championship level once both are healthy. And honestly, there's no reason they can't. Reeves has proven he can play off the ball, hit spot-up threes, and still create when the moment calls for it. He can be what I like to call Luka light. When Luka is resting or sitting out, Reeves keeps the same energy, keeps the same flow. That means the offense doesn't collapse when a superstar takes a breather. And when both are on the floor together, the defense is constantly guessing. You've got two creators who can score, distribute, and punish mismatches from different spots on the floor. That's how you build a title contender. Versatility, intelligence, and chemistry. You look at past duos that worked. Luka and Jalen Brunson had that flow before Brunson went to New York, and this version of Reeves might already be ahead of where Brunson was back then. If the Lakers build the right pieces around them, they could absolutely make a championship run. Reeves doesn't need to be the top scorer every night. He just needs to continue doing what he's doing, impacting games, leading, and showing he can be trusted in those clutch moments. And that's why this stretch without LeBron and Luka might be the best thing that's happened to him. It's forced him into rhythm early, given him full control, and build up the consistency that sometimes took him months to find in past seasons. The last couple of years, Reeves would start slow, struggle with his shot, and take a while to get into his groove. This time, he was thrown right into the fire, and he's thriving. Those early reps, those heavy minutes, those tough matchups, they're shaping him into a more complete player. By the time the full squad is back, Reeves won't just be a complimentary piece, he'll be a co-pilot. Someone LeBron and Luka can trust to run the show when needed. And when the playoffs come, that's the kind of depth and confidence that changes everything. Because even if he's not dropping 30 every night, if he's giving you half of what he's doing now, while continuing to play with that control, that energy, and that playmaking vision, the Lakers instantly become a much more dangerous team. If I'm LeBron, I'm loving this. You let Luka and Reeves find their flow together, let them build that chemistry, and you fit in around that. You don't have to dominate every possession when you've got two guys who can make the right play every time down the floor. Reeves has earned that trust. And honestly, that's the most exciting part about this whole run. Seeing a player who worked his way up from an undrafted rookie to becoming one of the Lakers' most important pieces right now. What's even more exciting about Austin Reeves right now is how naturally his confidence is translating into leadership. You can see it in the way his teammates respond to him. They trust his decisions. When he brings the ball up the floor, there's no hesitation from the rest of the guys. They spread out, give him space, and let him create. That's the kind of respect you earn, not because of your name or draft position, but because of how you perform under pressure. Reeves has been earning that respect possession by possession, game by game. He's not the loudest guy on the court, but he leads through consistency, through energy, and through poise. That's how real leaders are made in the NBA. One of the things that really stands out about Reeves this season is his composure in late-game situations. When the clock is winding down and the game's on the line, You can see in his face, there's no panic. It's that quiet calm that all the great players have, that look of someone who believes they've already put in the work and are just ready to execute. You saw in that Minnesota game. Even though his shot wasn't falling earlier, when it came to crunch time, he wanted the ball. That game-winning shot wasn't luck. It was confidence, rhythm, and trust in his preparation. It's the same mindset that separates stars from role players. And look, every great player has that moment where the game slows down for them, where they're not just reacting anymore, they're predicting. That's what's happening with Reeves. He's reading defenses like a veteran now. He knows when to attack, when to draw contact, when to dish it out. That kind of floor awareness doesn't come overnight. It's the product of hours of studying film, countless reps in practice, and the experience of learning from guys like LeBron. Reeves is blending all those lessons with his own instincts, and the result is this incredibly balanced player who can adapt to whatever the game demands. It's also worth pointing out how much his conditioning has improved. Playing 40 minutes a night is no joke, especially in today's NBA where the pace is insane. You're constantly switching, defending, sprinting, and then being asked to create on offense every possession. Reeves has shown that he's got the stamina to handle that workload, which tells you how seriously he's taken his off-season preparation. You don't just wake up and play that many minutes effectively. You build your body for it. And that work ethic is exactly what keeps him climbing. Now, when we talk about how Reeves fits long-term with the Lakers, that's where things get really interesting. Because if you think about it, he's exactly the kind of player every championship team needs. Someone who's unselfish but fearless, skilled but humble, confident but coachable. He doesn't need 30 shots to impact the game. He'll rebound, he'll facilitate, he'll dive for loose balls, he'll make the right rotation on defense. Those are winning habits. Those are the little things that separate contenders from pretenders. And when LeBron and Luka are both back on the court, Reeves becomes even more valuable. He's that bridge between the stars and the role players. The guy who can keep the offense flowing when the stars rest, or space the floor and make the right reads when they're on. He's becoming the glue that holds the team together. That's a huge responsibility, but he's embracing it. You can tell he's not out there trying to force things or prove he's the number one option. He's just doing his job at a ridiculously high level. Before we continue, we ask that you leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any exclusive Lakers updates. Moving on, Los Angeles is buzzing with one of the wildest whispers to hit the NBA in years. Kevin Durant could be on his way to the Lakers. Yes, you read that right. The same Kevin Durant, the Slim Reaper himself, reportedly touched down in LA this week, and his arrival didn't go unnoticed. Cameras, fans, and a handful of insiders were quick to spot him at a private terminal in Van Nuys, greeted, according to a few shaky social media clips, by none other than Lakers front office representatives. The scene looked more like a championship celebration than an off-season rumor. Gold and purple banners waved. Chants of KD, KD, echoed through the crowd, and speculation spread like wildfire. Is Durant just visiting friends? Or could he actually be considering a move that would shake the NBA to its core? For months, league insiders have whispered about Durant's frustration with his current situation. Too much drama, not enough rings. At 37, the window for another title isn't wide open, and few destinations promise what the Lakers can. Bright lights, legacy, and the chance to share the floor with LeBron James, even if just for one glorious star-studded season. Of course, no one from the Lakers camp is confirming anything. Just a friendly visit, one anonymous staff member told a reporter, a grin on his face that said otherwise. The rumor gained more traction when Durant was seen dining at a high-profile Beverly Hills restaurant, the same one where past Lakers deals have quietly been sealed. Social media exploded. Fans posted mock-ups of Durant in the iconic gold jersey, while others questioned how such a move could even fit under the cap. But if there's one thing the Lakers have proven time and time again, it's that when they smell greatness, they find a way. Whether this turns out to be just another off-season fantasy or the start of a basketball earthquake remains to be seen. Still, for one electric evening in Los Angeles, hope and a hint of gold dust filled the air. And if Kevin Durant really is coming to the Lakers, the NBA might never be the same again. Stay informed exclusively about Los Angeles Lakers news. Subscribe to our channel and hit the like button to keep receiving daily updates. Also, share your opinion on the news in the comments, as your contribution is crucial for the Lakers. Stay tuned for the next video,